Sharmishta ma'am, you're on mute.
Thank you. Okay, so she has told you one story of Rickety, right? Did you remember that story? Do you remember that old lady and went up the hill to meet her daughter and rolled out in a pumpkin, right? So now she has brought another story. So all we are ready for it? Yes! Yes.
Super! I love that energy. Yes, you'll all have had your breakfast, right?
Yes.
That's why so much noise.
Have your breakfast.
Yay! I want you all to make so much noise, but be on mute because I will ask you to unmute yourself when you need to answer. Okay? All right? Yes? Okay, so today also we have a lovely song. And I hope everybody has turned on their videos because you can see me, but I can't see you otherwise if you don't turn on your video. Okay? Yeah. All right. So, Sharmishta ma'am, shall we begin?
Yes, ma'am. Surely,
Yes?
surely.
All right. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Nidhi Gujral, and I'm from Pip and Squeak. And today I have a wonderful story for you. And you know who the story is about today? Ribbit. Ribbit. Who is that? Ribbit. Ribbit. Who's going to tell me who is this? Who is in our story today? And who goes ribbit? Ribbit. Oh, yes, a frog. But do you know, this frog was not always this big. It was so tiny when I found him. Yes, this is a story about what I did when I found a frog. So when I found this frog, you know how tiny it was? Okay, take your right hand. Everyone take your right hand and bring all the fingers together like this. Okay, and place those fingers in your left hand like this. And this frog could jump up very high. You know how? Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Now let me see how high your frogs can jump. Who can make their frogs jump really high? Everyone, come on. Ribbit, ribbit. Oh, that's nice. Some of them can really fly high. I can see Vanya's jumping herself. I like that, Vanya. Ribbit. And so one day, outside, the sky was thundering. I don't know about Delhi, but here in Calcutta, where I live, it is raining very heavily. And I can almost hear the thunder. The sky was thundering and it was raining heavily. And this tiny little frog was going ribbit, ribbit, ribbit outside my window. It was so cute that you know what I did? I picked up that little frog and I got him inside my house. And it was so muddy with all of the mud outside in the rain. I wanted to give it a bath. So when you have to give a frog a bath, what do? I put him in a bathtub so that I could give him a nice scrub and a nice wash. And I wanted to see if the frog could swim because it was so tiny. And you know what? The moment I went out to get a little towel for the frog, he wasn't swimming. He drank up all the water in the bathtub and he ate up all the soap in the bathtub. And then you know what? What happens when you mix soap and water together? Bubbles. Who knows what bubbles are? Have you popped bubbles? Yes?
Say yes.
So, this little frog got bubbles in his throat and he went and then you know what he did? He burped loudly. So I wanted to teach him what you should say when you burp so loudly. So then I made up a song. Is everyone ready for that song? Yes? Everybody clap with me and then you can join me for singing as well. All right? I had a little frog. His name was Tiny Tim. I put him in a bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and ate up all the soap and then he burped. With the bubbles in his throat, I say that, hey, Tiny Tim, tell me what should you say? I say that, hey, Tiny Tim, tell me what should you say? And what should he say when he burps? Who's going to tell me? Who's going to tell me? What do you say when you burp? Excuse me. Right? Right? Yes? So is everyone ready to sing it with me once? Yes? I had a little frog. His name was Tiny Tim. I put him in a bathtub to see if he could swim. He drank up all the water and ate up all the soap and then he burped. With the bubbles in his throat, I say that, hey, Tiny Tim, tell me what should you say? I say that, hey, Tiny Tim, tell me what should you say? What should you say? Excuse me. Yes. So Tiny Tim had learned how to behave himself and how to say excuse me after he burped. But Tiny Tim was growing really quickly. In a few days, he had become a big frog. And now he wasn't enjoying being inside the house. So one day, while he was swimming in the bathtub, he leapt very high. Remember how far he used to jump? Yes? So he was jumping and leaping and leaping and jumping and jumped outside the window. And he fell into the drain. Don't worry, nothing happened to him. Remember, he loved swimming? How he used to swim in the bathtub? So he swam and he swam and he swam and he swam and he reached a jungle. In that jungle, he found a lovely little pond with lots of other frogs and he started to stay there. But you see, Tiny Tim did not like his name anymore because he wasn't tiny anymore. He had become big. So he thought, now that I have a new house for myself, I must find a new name for myself also. So you know what he named himself? He gave himself a new name. His new name was Tiddlik. What was his new name? Can you all repeat after me? Tiddlik. Tiddlik. Yes, his new name was Tiddlik. This frog had become really big. Remember this frog who we saw in the beginning? He had become really big. He was bigger than lots of the other frogs. And because he was so big, he was always hungry and he was always thirsty. And he had to eat the whole day. And because he was so hungry and thirsty all the time, he was always very grumpy. How do you look when you're grumpy? Yes, everyone show me your grumpy face. Come on, everyone show me. How do you look grumpy? Yes. Preksha, that's a very cute grumpy face. Show me a grumpy face. Yes. So he was always very grumpy. And because he had to eat so much, yes, that's nice. That's right. And because he had to eat so much, he would sit all day and his stomach would go grumbling. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. And he would open his mouth and roll out his long tongue and catch flies. And he would eat flies all day. Well, he never cared if anyone else got any food or not because he was so hungry all the time. And because of this, because he never shared anything, nobody in the forest liked him. Everybody thought he was very mean and selfish and grumpy. And so there was no friends that he had in the whole forest. One day, Tiddlik woke up. It was a really hot day. The sun was shining down and Tiddlik was suddenly very, very thirsty. Now, when he woke up, he saw that a few birds were sitting and talking about going to the stream. Let's go to the stream and drink some water. It's become so hot. And so they flew to the stream. But just as they were going to dip their beak in the water, you know what? Along came Tiddlik and he said, "Move away, I'm thirsty." And he opened his enormous mouth and he dipped it in the water and he drank and he drank and he drank and he began drinking all the water in the pond. And when he drank all that water, he said, now I feel better. And you know, when he drank so much water, his stomach became bigger. And all that water in his stomach went swishing and swashing and swishing and swashing. And Tiddlik had to hold his stomach. And he said, now I need some rest. And so he sat down under a tree and he closed his eyes and he rested. And while he rested, there were other animals who were very, very thirsty. That was the only pond where they used to drink water. So they all got together and they spoke to each other and they said, "What do we do now? He's drank up all the water. What shall we do?" And so there came a monkey. The monkey said, "I know a new place where you can go to drink water. Come, follow me. I'll take you." And so the monkey jumped and hopped and hopped and jumped and took all the animals with him. And they found a tiny little river, a tiny little lake, and they started drinking water over there. But just as they had crept towards the river, they heard a familiar sound. Who's going to tell me what sound that was? Swish and swash and swish and swash. And where was that sound coming from? From Tiddlik's big tummy, which was full of water. And Tiddlik came bounding to the little lake and he said, "Move away, I'm still thirsty." And he pushed all the animals aside and he bent down to drink the water. And he drank and he drank and he drank and he drank till all the water in that little lake was over and there was only mud that was left behind. All the animals were shocked. How could Tiddlik drink so much water? And then what did he do? He burped again. Burp. And his stomach grew even bigger with all of that water. And once again, the water went swishing and swashing and swishing and swashing and swishing and swashing in his tummy. And he said, "Now I feel better now. Now I need some rest." And so he sat down under the tree and he closed his eyes and he went off to sleep. But all the other animals were so thirsty and it was so hot. The sun was shining down and there was no water anywhere. What were they going to do? They were all wondering, what shall we do? What shall we do? And then came the owl. The owl said, Come, I will take you to another place where there's some water. You have to walk a little further, but you'll find the water somewhere. Hoot, hoot. And so the owl flew away and all of the animals followed the owl. And the owl got them to a lovely big river. The river was so huge and all of the animals were very happy. They could drink water and have a bath there. They were finally feeling very good about themselves. But once again, they heard a familiar noise, swishing and swashing and swishing and swashing. And where was that noise coming from? From Tiddlik. Tummy. Yes. Tiddlik had to hold his tummy and walk. He was walking slowly and slowly and slowly. And he said, "Move away. I want to drink some more water." All the animals moved aside. The frog was so big, nobody wanted to have a fight with him. And once again, Tiddlik went inside the water and he drank and he drank and he drank and he drank till all of the water was finished in the big lake. He drank up all of that water in the lake. And when he came up, burped loudly, and his tummy grew even bigger. See how big his tummy has become now? Whoops. And Tiddlik could not walk anymore. His tummy was so big, he couldn't walk anymore. So he said, "Now I need some rest." And he sat down right there and he went off to sleep. Now the animals were very worried. It was so hot, there was no water, everyone was thirsty. Now they thought, what shall we do? Now in that jungle, there lived a very, very wise Grandpa Crane. So they all went to Grandpa Crane and they said, "Grandpa Crane, you need to help us. You see, Tiddlik has finished all of that water that we had in the forest and even the lake and also the river. I don't know, we don't know what to do. We are all thirsty and it is so hot." Grandpa Crane said, "I know all of that Tiddlik has done. Don't worry, I have a very good idea. All you need to do is you all have to make Tiddlik laugh. When he laughs very loudly, all of that water in his big tummy will come swishing out of his mouth." And all the animals started wondering, how would they make Tiddlik laugh? How do you make anyone laugh? Who's going to tell me? Yes? Avya, if you have to make someone laugh, what would you do?
Tickling.
Tickling. Yes. What else? Tickle the person. And what else do you do when you have to make someone laugh? So the monkey decided he would want to tell everyone a joke. He said, I know a lovely joke. I'm going to tell Tiddlik a joke and I'm sure he's going to really, really laugh. And so everyone agreed. Said, yes, monkey, you tell a joke to Tiddlik. Maybe he laughs and all of the water comes out of his mouth. And so monkey started. And Tiddlik was right there. He was sleeping. But Tiddlik was listening to all of that was going on. He knew that there was going to be a show. There was going to be a comedy show where he was not invited. So he just pretended to sleep over there and not move. But like somebody said, the crab decided that he had to wake Tiddlik up. Otherwise, how will he laugh if he's sleeping, right? So the crab went up to Tiddlik while he was sleeping. And what did he do? What did he do? He tickled Tiddlik. And he tickled Tiddlik. But do you think Tiddlik laughed? When the crab tickled Tiddlik, do you think he laughed? No, he was very grumpy. The Tiddlik did not laugh. Instead, he got very angry. What's going on? Why do you disturb me? Actually, we are having a a comedy show and you're invited. Why are you inviting me? Anyway, I'm bored. I'll go. And so Tiddlik was very happy that he was invited. So he sat down over there, but he pretended that he wasn't enjoying. And so the monkey started with his joke. He said, what happens if you give a paper to a frog? What does he do? I don't know. He does ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. And he started laughing on his own. Wasn't that a nice joke? Wasn't it a nice joke? But it was only the monkey that was laughing. Nobody else was laughing, not even Tiddlik. Now, what was to be done? Now, then the little bird came, and the bird said, I think I'm going to sing a funny song for Tiddlik. And so she started singing a song. Does anybody want to sing a song here with me? Yes? She started singing a funny song. Who can sing a funny song? Whoever can sing a funny song can unmute and sing. Yes? Nobody? Okay. So the
Yes.
little... Yes, come on. Start.
Yes.
बस
Come on. You have to be a little louder. I don't think your friends can hear you. Who's singing? I don't even know. I can't see who's singing. Does anybody want to join your friend? You want to join Akhilesh?
Yes, Arav. बोलो. Arav Sharma ma'am.
Arav. Okay. All right, Arav. Does anybody want to join Arav? Yes?
Yes, birthday. बोलो. Birthday.
Yes.
जोर से
Come
बोलो
on.
बेटू. जोर से बोलो.
Make the bird sing. Who's going to make Tiddlik laugh? Come on.
जोर से बोलो. Loudly. बोलो. पोएम सुनाओ मैम को. कोई सी पोएम सुना दो मैम को. सुनाओ मैम.
देखो ना मैम देखो
सुनाओ फिंगर से कर.
He finished singing. But do you think Tiddlik laughed?
ये बाद में देता है तुमको मैं फेंक दूंगा
Is that all you've got?
बाद में रहेगा
I don't think that's funny. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Arav.
Ma'am.
Yes, Arvil, tell me. You want to sing? You want to sing for Tiddlik? Okay. Go.
Daisy, little on a ball. One name Peter, one name Paul. Fly away, Peter, fly away, Paul. Come back, Peter, come back, Paul.
Very good, everyone. Let's give her a clap. Do you think Tiddlik laughing?
बोलो आप बोलो.
Tiddlik laughing?
बोलो मैम.
Anyone else? Anyone else wants to make Tiddlik laugh? Who is singing? I can't see you. Tell me your name. Wave out to us. Okay, Ojas, are you singing? Okay, Ojas.
सुनाओ. जॉनी जॉनी बोलो.
Come on. These are all very nice, Ojal. But I want you all to make Tiddlik laugh. Is Tiddlik laughing? Is Tiddlik laughing? Does anyone want to tell Tiddlik a joke? Okay. So you know what? The monkey tried telling a joke. He laughed on his own, but nobody else laughed. Not even Tiddlik. Then the bird tried. Okay, Myra, I think Ojal is getting scared. Wow, what happened? All right. So let me tell you what happened. So the monkey tried to tell a joke, but he laughed and he laughed and he laughed, but nobody else laughed. Wasn't funny enough, right? And then the bird sang a song. She
कैसे
tried to
बैठो
sing a funny song, like a lot
मैम
of
देख
you,
रही है ना आपको आदम न्यू
right? And so, when nobody else was there, along came a snake. Hello, I am a snake, and I am going to do a
बोले मैम
dance for
दिस इज दैट
And so the snake stretched and pulled and stretched, and he went up and down and up and down and down and up and round and round and round and round and round and round. And he went round and round so much that he got his body caught up in a knot. And he was screaming for help. Oh, 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 look at me. I am all stuck in a knot. Somebody come and help me, please. And then all of the animals went to help the snake. And as they were trying to untie the knots that the snake had got himself in, they heard a sound. And it was a very loud swoosh, swoosh, a swish, and a swoosh. And what do you think was happening? What do you think was happening?
tummy
Tiddlik's big tummy was swishing, swashing, swishing and swashing. And why do you think that was happening? Because he suddenly had a smile on his face and his mouth opened and he started laughing loudly. Who is going to laugh with Tiddly? And he laughed so loudly. Yes, do you know what happened when he started laughing so loudly?
laughing करो
All that water that he had drank came gushing out of his mouth. There was so much water that suddenly his stomach from here went back in. And all of that water filled up all the ponds and rivers and lakes in the jungle once again. And all the animals were very happy. They danced and they went straight to splash into that water. And Tiddlik said, I feel better now. I don't think I will ever drink so much water again. I think it's always nice to help others. I wasn't feeling too well myself after drinking so much water. And so Tiddlik had learnt a lesson that when you try to cause a problem to the others, you yourself are in trouble. Because when he had so much water, he was very uncomfortable. Remember how he had to hold his stomach and it used to go swishing and swashing? Yes? So he learned a very good lesson. And that brings us to the end of our story. Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Did you all like the story?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. If you enjoy my stories, no, you can go and check out my YouTube channel also. Pip and Squeak. Okay? There are lots of stories there also. All right. So I hope I'll see you again very, very soon. And till then, bye everyone. Take care of yourself.
Bye. Lovely, lovely story.